Our next guest is an Emmy Award-winning actor, writer, and producer you know from shows such as Scandal, Hacks, and Web Therapy. He stars in and is an executive producer on The Comeback, which airs Sundays on HBO and HBO Max. Let's take a look.
Jane, this is private, okay? So can you and the cameras please not come in? This is personal. Thank you.
Okay.
Why do you have to get them?
Valerie Cherish,
Yeah.
this is David Burkus.
Uh-huh.
Hi. I've asked David to do a session with us. David is a brilliant couples therapist.
Uh-huh. And has cameras.
Well, I'm producing this pilot on my own.
Uh-huh.
I mean, couples therapy content is so hot right now.
Is it? Yeah. Well, Billy, you can't just suddenly put me in front of a therapist and expect me to talk on his show.
You do everything in front of the camera, but suddenly, not when it benefits my mental health or career. You see, this is what I was talking about.
Please welcome to the show, Dan Bukatinsky, everybody. How are you? I'm so happy you're here.
Me too. I'm thrilled.
This is the craziest, strangest run of any show ever. Season 1, 2005.
Yep.
Season 2, 2014. Season 3 now.
Yes.
I was gonna say, have you ever worked on anything like this before? But like, no one has.
No, it's the only show in history that took 22 years
Right.
to make 3 seasons.
And no, obviously that wasn't the plan in the beginning.
No.
When you did the first season, I would assume the plan was the second season would be the next year.
Yes, we were canceled.
Yeah.
And that's very sad.
And it was very I'm sorry, it was, it was beloved.
It was. It was. It had a niche audience,
Yep.
people who got it, and I think some people thought it was maybe ahead of its time.
Yep.
And we didn't get a pickup, and it was sad. And lo and behold, 10 years later, the opportunity to make another season. So cancellation is not such a terrible thing, apparently. I mean, I don't want you-
no. I would love not to try.
Yes, we're not gonna.
Yeah. No, I'm glad it's worked out for you, but
Yes.
I don't want to try that.
No one tried to be canceled.
And it must have been it felt like a gift to get the chance to do 8 more.
It was such a blessing to do 2, right? And at the end of 2, we ended it in such a beautiful, dramatic way, and we thought it was over again.
Yeah.
And then everybody was like, "You're going to do a 3rd season of The Comeback?" And I was like, "Well, you never know." I mean,
And
at
I
this
guess the
point-
weird thing is because you had 10 years between your first and second season, people don't stop asking, right? Like,
No.
nobody goes up to like David Chase now and is like, "You going to do more Sopranos?" Like,
Right.
but like,
It's over.
You guys keep doing it, right?
Exactly. And we're like, well, you never know. You never know. And as it turns out, and the thing is, we would always talk about it. We would always talk about, like, where do you think Valerie is right now?
Right.
And I was like, oh my God, it would be so great to see her in London in, like, Downton Abbey.
Yeah.
Going
Would've been very fun
head
for
to
her.
head with Maggie Smith.
Yep.
But we needed a big story. And Lisa Kudrow and Michael Patrick King, who created The Comeback, were like, those are little incidents. A big story, like first season was about reality television threatening our business. And what's a big enough threat that would make
Yep.
it worth it to do a 3rd season? And it was AI.
And when you heard that it was going to be AI, did you just realize right away, like, oh, right, that's perfect. That is what it should be.
Correct. I mean, I think Lisa was the first one who was like, oh, it's too bad that we couldn't see Valerie Cherish on the picket line. Like, how would she react to the strikes? And then the two of them looked at each other and were like, what if she was in the first sitcom written by AI? And it was like, oh, that has to happen. And they pitched it to HBO, and they were like, well, if you're going to do it, you have to do it right now.
Right.
And it was true. The two of them wrote all 8 episodes. We shot them August to November, and we're on the air now.
Your character, Billy, was a publicist in the first season, and you're sort of feeling yourself now. You've gained power over the course of the 20-plus years we've been with The Comeback.
Yes.
It must be fun. I mean, again, you work with Lisa. You guys are friends, and so it just must be delightful to go to work every day and play this character as well.
It is. It's so fun, and Billy started off as this really rambunctious and, a publicist with impulse control problems who shoved everybody in his path. And 20 years later, yes, we've been working together for a long time. We've been friends for a long time. To play Billy, who's finally getting the opportunity to call himself an executive producer and realize that he might have, that there might be some star shining on him soon, maybe.
You and Lisa have both been in this business a long time. You're both very observant people. And because this is a show about show business, I would imagine people all the time are asking if any of the characters are based on them.
Oh, yeah. First of all, there were so many women of a certain age who would call us from the beginning, and over 22 years, we were like, oh, you're writing about me.
Right.
You're writing about me. Valerie Cherish is me. But the truth is, everybody is a conglomeration of a lot of people that we've seen in our business. And, you know, we come from, we're carnies, all of us, you know, and we're cracked, broken people, me included. And there's no reason we'd be in show business if we weren't. And so it really is a conglomeration of how desperately, how urgently people really want to win and to get seen and to be heard. One of the reasons the gay community responds so much to The Comeback is because it's about a character who wants to be seen and heard, which is very common amongst amongst the gay community.
Yes, I think that's true. I want to ask about that because your kids are older than mine. You have a 21-year-old and an 18-year-old. I have kids too. And it is funny, like, you know, we're in show business. Like, we have this piece of us that wants to be seen.
Yeah.
That, like, I sometimes worry is like an unhealthy thing to present to your children, right? Like, daddy cares about what other people think about daddy. Like,
correct.
Are your kids, I mean, again, they're of an age where they probably didn't grow up with your work, but do they ever see it? Do they ever stumble across, like, earlier work of yours?
Oh, they stumble across it. They don't want to see it on purpose, ever. I mean,
So if you say to watch it, they would never.
yeah, my daughter literally recently said, like, are there any shows that you weren't on? Because I'm watching, and then you come on, and it's really annoying.
What have you recently ruined for your daughter with a cameo?
I recently ruined Chicago Med.
Oh, wow. So she was
Yes.
just watching Chicago
She
Med,
was watching,
and then you
there
show
I
up.
was, and she's like, Dad!
Yeah.
And then
And she's like, this isn't a real hospital, it's a show.
just get off my
You
TV.
took me out of it.
And then occasionally, I hate to admit it, I want to seem cool to them. And I did this movie, this Christmas movie with Lindsay Lohan. And my daughter is 21, and it's a romantic comedy.
Yeah.
It's a Christmas movie. There's something for everyone in it.
Yeah.
Someone gets stoned in it. I thought my son would love it. And I was like, Daddy's in this Netflix movie, and I play the husband of Kristen Chenoweth. She was on Wicked.
Yeah.
I'm selling
You're
it so
coming
hard.
it's so sweaty.
It's so
The way
sweaty.
I believe the kids
They
would call
did
this
not
cringe.
want-
This was very
correct.
cringe. Yeah.
They did not want to see it. They have not seen it. I was like,
Oh, you couldn't get them to watch it?
no. I was
Even-
like, quick, kids, Daddy's playing straight. And even
Even that.
Even that.
They wouldn't
Even
even
that.
run in to watch Daddy
to see
play
Daddy
straight.
with a wife.
Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The cruelty they cause us to
I
feel.
have to stop trying or acting
Yeah.
like I care.
You should
which
just
is
have
very
come
hard.
in and been like, I'm in a Christmas movie, but it's not for you.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you're like, I think it would be over your head.
That's totally it.
I don't think you'd get it.
That'll be the answer. And they'll be in their rooms, like Googling, all right, what's this Christmas
yeah.
movie?
What is this? What is this? Well, all right, for
That's the
the
answer.
next Christmas movie.
For sure.
Thanks so much for being here, Dan.
Thank you for
Congrats on
having
the
me.
show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for new episodes of The Comeback airs Sundays on HBO. Thanks for Max. Stick around. Be right back.